Going around, I found an artist there at the craft fair who looked different. So I decided on the moment to buy one of these pieces of his work. And as I started back to the car, I turned around totally irrationally and bought 2 more pieces. And suddenly I was hooked. That was the beginning of the disease. Mary and I collect in different ways. Mary made very quick decisions about things. For instance, this piece right there. We were in a gallery in Chicago, and we saw this piece in a photograph. Mary said to the gallery owner, "Is this piece for sale?" He said, "Let me find out." So he picks up the telephone, he gets the dealer. The dealer says, "Yes, it's for sale." He says, "Right now it's in a show in Holland." And it turned out the piece had some very interesting provenance because it's an artist who was represented England in the Venice Biennale, and it had been in the Venice Biennale in a special gallery all to itself. But anyway, it was in a show in Holland, so then it had to be moved back, sent back to Germany, and then it would come over here after that. So it was about 4 or 5 months before we got it, but she made up her mind just like that. That's what we wanted. And you need some of that in collecting. I tend to think about it too much, and a lot of times stuff is gone by the time I get around deciding, yeah, that's what I really want. I'll open the blinds here so you can see it better. I told her I wanted to do something that she had never done before. So she created these holes inside the piece, and the piece is finished on the inside, as well as the back and the front. So she called me about 3 months and says, "Well, it's finished." So I went up to her studio, and I spent a weekend up there, and of course I loved it immediately.
It's amazing.
It's an amazing piece, and it's made out of cedar, and she rubs a graphite into it. And that's what makes it dark like that. And it also, the nice part about it is when it's not very, today, because it's not very damp, when it gets damp, it smells like cedar. It's wonderful. It takes a long time to discover your taste. And we found finally that what our taste really was sculpture. Because we have this fantastic landscape here, we think it will be very interesting to commission artists to do site-specific works. So when people come here, they will see the outside of the house first and realize that it all has to do with nature and sort of contemplation. Can make a kind of journey through the collection, and each piece encourages you to pause and look at it. And there's an old-fashioned word which I think really is important today. It's gaze. Okay, this is my office, and this is a piece that was done by Sol LeWitt. And I think what makes it particularly interesting, as far as I know, it's the only piece he ever did that included the ceiling. He's done a lot of pieces that included all the walls in the room, but never something that you were totally surrounded on all sides by the art. And he did something very clever, because this room has basically a tray ceiling, and he just challenged that by creating these odd architectural elements. If you get close to this piece, you stand here, you start moving your finger like that, and because yellow is the color that keeps approaching you, blue is the color that keeps going away from you, yellow is the color that approaches you. It changes your whole idea of how far it is from, you know that there's a disc here, how you can get to the disc. And so also it changes your voice.
The perception.
The perception. You know, we all have these sort of givens about what we think things are. And one of the functions of an artist is to show you that what you thought was reality is not necessarily reality, you know.